Dear love, if you are wondering why it feels like no one loves you the way that you deserve to be loved, the way that you wish you could be loved, if you are wondering why people don't treat you with the kindness, respect, and generosity that you so freely give out to others, dear one, this message is for you. This is a somatic meditation with movements integrated. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, for a moment, let's take 3 deep breaths together. Breathing in. I know I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know I am breathing out. Breathing in. I know I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know I am breathing out. Breathing in. I know I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know I am breathing out. And now, if you're able, I will ask you to stand up and take a forward fold. The feet can be nice and wide. The knees are as bent as you need. Allowing the forehead to hang heavy here. Letting the weight of your body rest over the heels. Swaying side to side. Maybe you tuck your chin and nod the head a little yes, a little no. Maybe the hands softly graze across from toe to toe. Again, let's take 3 rounds of breath as we just gently follow the body, whatever the body is needing. 3 breaths here silently. And as you're ready, draw the navel in, tuck the chin towards the chest, and on an inhale, slowly roll up to standing, stacking one vertebrae over the next until you can stand up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. Let's do 5 to 10 shoulder rolls just to work out the kinks in the neck and shoulders. Breathing. Beautiful. Expanding the heart space by rolling the shoulders back and down. We're going to take mountain pose. So feeling the heels sink into the floor. Let the heels get really, really heavy as the weight of the body trickles down the back body like a waterfall. You should feel really heavy in the heels. Lifting the toes. So tuck the pelvis under in the front body so that your tailbone points directly down towards the floor. Now, draw the belly button in. Again, loop the shoulders up toward the ears and down and back so you could open through that heart space. We're working on healing the heart chakra tonight. And placing the crown of the head directly over the spinal column. So we want to be standing up nice and tall and open. Let's take 3 breaths here. Placing one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. We're going to call in the frequency of love. Affirming to yourself, I am lovable. I am lovable. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Feel the heels sink down into the floor even more, grounding through that back body. Remember that waterfall feeling? So feeling your energy press down through the back body, down into the ground, grounding you, while simultaneously pulling up that energy from the front body, like an elevator coming all the way up to the crown chakra. And then the energy transfers back down like that waterfall down the back. Claim whatever affirmation you need here as we breathe 3 deep breaths. Dear love, I want to introduce you to a concept. This is called the dialectic. This means 2 things can be true at once. You can have opposing thoughts or opposing emotional experiences. For example, you can feel love and you can feel anger at the same time. Or you could feel love and hate even at the same time. And the point of bringing up the dialectic is that I want you to understand that you are lovable, you are worthy, you are enough just as you are. You don't have to change anything about yourself in order to be worthy of love and kindness and compassion. And yet we live in a very broken and evil world. And there are many people out there who are unkind and hateful even. And they are disconnected from self. They are disconnected from soul or spirit or God or universe, however you want to call it. Dear one, these people are out here walking wounded. Hurt people hurt people. But that doesn't mean you deserve to be hurt. That doesn't mean that you deserve to feel unloved or unworthy, disrespected, or like you are not enough. Again, coming back to that dialectic, you are worthy of love, and sometimes people treat each other badly. And because of this dialectic, we have to set boundaries in order for ourselves to thrive, in order for ourselves to feel safe in this body, to feel safe in this world, to feel safe in relationships, to feel safe in our authentic identity of who we are. And so we have to set boundaries for ourselves and boundaries in relation to other people. We have to learn to pay attention to the body cues, the body sensations that come up when we feel a boundary is being crossed. And so practicing these meditations can help you self-reflect on what your boundaries are and what it feels like in your body. Number 1, when you are respected and loved and nurtured and cared for, what does that feel like? What are the sensations and feelings and emotions tied to that? And number 2, what are the opposite feelings and emotions and sensations in the body when you are treated hurtfully, when you are abused, when you are neglected, when you are treated with hatred or malice? What are those sensations like? And what I want you to notice tonight, just begin to develop an awareness of what does that sensation feel like. Maybe it is a knot in the pit of your stomach. Maybe it's a curling forward feeling where you're trying to protect your heart by curling the shoulders and the chin towards the heart space. That is your somatic body telling you a boundary has been crossed, or something doesn't feel right, something doesn't feel safe. The body feels threatened. It is trying to share its wisdom with you. It is trying to tell you you need to protect yourself. Something's not right here. And so in order for you to protect your healthy sense of self, it's important to stand up for yourself, set a boundary. Maybe that looks like stating, no, this is not okay. I'm not going to put up with this. Or maybe it looks like walking away from a situation where you're not being treated well. Or it may be an internal boundary with your own behavior, your own thoughts, your own actions, and noticing when you are the one crossing the line and making sure to stop and make it right so that you can continue to trust yourself and so that you can heal any guilt or shame feelings that come up with crossing your own boundaries or crossing someone else's boundaries. Boundaries go both ways. And once we start to gain more awareness of our body sensations that are speaking wisdom, speaking life to us, we need to stay attuned to those sensations because the body will guide us into what feels right, what feels safe. And then having the cognitive knowledge that we're building here today about what your boundaries are, those external boundaries within relationships and with other people, how other people treat you, and the internal boundaries of how you treat yourself and how you treat others. Maybe you journal about what these body cues are trying to tell you about your external boundaries and your internal boundaries. And one last thing that I'd like to leave you with is it's important for you to recognize when someone else is hurting you. More than likely, that is their unprocessed material coming up and looking for a way out of their body. It has nothing to do with you. It has more to do with their own unprocessed issues. So when we understand that it's not about me, it's a them problem, then we can set the boundary, we can keep ourselves safe, we can create distance if that's needed, some separation if that's needed. Boundaries are about how far away you can truly love someone. So, what is the distance that you need to keep in order to love someone? The distance could be, I never see this person, I'm estranged from this person for my own health and safety, but I still love that person and I hope that they recover and heal and get better in their own life. So that is a very firm and distant boundary that you keep. Or it could be closer in. So if there's someone that you trust and love and respect, you can open up and be more vulnerable with that person, but also looked to keep that line of separation so that you don't fuse together or enmesh in the relationship, which is where you lose your sense of identity and you become too close to somebody. So I want to leave you with that thought today, that when someone hurts you, more than likely it's more about that person. It says more about that person and their unprocessed, unresolved materials than it says about you. And you can recognize, again, that dialectic in the situation, that you are lovable, you are enough, and there are a lot of hurt people walking around wounded and hurting people. So boundary up, love yourself, remember that you are worthy. Namaste.